So I'm John, and this is my wife Abby. We live in Hull, and we planted a church there called River City, which we started about 2 years ago with a small team. We were already in Hull. We were part of a church that we planted there over 10 years ago, and we felt as a church that we should plant again. And God spoke very clearly to the church about planting into the east of the city, which was an area of about 90,000 people, but very few people going to church, and we hadn't really made an impact in that part of the city as a church ourselves. And then God spoke again clearly to us as a couple that we were the couple to go and lead that team, and so we asked as many people as we could to come with us, and we ended up with a team of 25 adults, all from the same church, who went over to the east of the city to start a new church.
So we were very, very happy in our church. This is our second church plant. We had planted 10 years ago before into Hull as well. And the church that we've been part of building from 13 adults grew to about 300 people. We were very settled there, both in sort of leadership positions, very comfortable, loving the poor, loving the nations, and just really enjoying building that family. And then I began to get quite restless, feeling like there was something more. The church was beginning to pray about going again, sending somewhere else, to plant somewhere else. And we talked about it together. Well, we kind of talked about it together. What really happened is John had decided privately he wasn't ever going anywhere else. There wasn't anywhere else we could go to that we could possibly think of that would be better than where we were now. And just had a lot of reservations, whereas I was feeling really stirred. I think there's something new. I think there's something different that God is doing. And so that led to quite a painful conversation between us, and I remember crying, like, "You're not listening to me." And one of those marriage moments, isn't it, where you need to come together as a couple to hear what God is saying. And so we did that together. And God had already said east, east, east to the church that we were in. And so we knew that we were going east of the city, but we were still considering together whether God was speaking to us as a couple about leading that. And so we went away on holiday. We'd been praying about it together, just took some time out. We'd shared some things that we felt like God was saying. All the scriptures were beginning to line up separately. And so we really were beginning to feel very stirred. And then we went to another church just while we were on holiday. And God really very clearly spoke to us about not praying comfortable prayers, not living a comfortable lifestyle. He talked about James and John praying comfortable prayers or asking for comfortable things. I want to sit on your right and your left. And Jesus doesn't condemn them, but he says, can you drink the cup that I can drink, or I am going to drink? And he links the honour that we all want to have in the kingdom with being willing to suffer, to step out, to take risks for Jesus' sake. And that began to stir us again, and I think we need to leave our comfortable situation. And then the man finished as he was speaking with a quote from one of our favourite stories, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Narnia story. And it's about Reepicheep going to Aslan's country to seek out his kingdom. And they use this quote that says, I will travel east in the Dawn Treader, and when I cannot travel east any further, I will paddle east in my coracle. And when I cannot paddle east any further, I will swim east. And it goes on like this. And we just turned to one another, having heard that repetitive phrase again, east, 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 and burst into tears, knowing, okay, God is asking us to go, to lay down our comfortable middle-class existence and move to a more deprived area and love the working classes there and change that community.